So let me talk a little bit about me. It's hard to believe I'm 1 year away from Medicare, but I was a boy wonder of Atlantic City in my day. In fact, in many ways, I feel like that old movie, Magnificent Seven, the old washed up gunslinger coming back and trying to save the town. But basically, I've been in politics all my life, and I'm not ashamed to say that I love politics. And the thing that got me into politics, by the way, I grew up in Atlantic City when the boss that was running the town was the one who was the successor of Nucky Johnson, the Boardwalk Empire guy. When he went to prison, Barley, he was running the town. And I was a 10-year-old kid trying to sell newspapers on the boardwalk. And I found out as a 10-year-old kid, I couldn't sell newspapers on the boardwalk unless I paid the ice money to the local ward leader. And that's how I learned about politics. That little resentment of doing that sent me to Duke University. I come back, and I was determined to clean up Atlantic City. And then I got a couple of real education. First of all, I organized a group. I became a councilman. I became a freeholder off the road. Got elected freeholder by one vote, knocking out the incumbent. And I was in Atlantic City, a conservative Republican in a Democrat, mostly black town. And I thought the Republicans would love that. But they hated that because the last thing they wanted was ordinary local African Americans, depending on themselves and their own work for prosperity. They wanted people to be dependent and helpless. And so the Democrats and Republicans, the so-called moderate Republicans, crushed me. So that's why I got out of politics for a long time. I learned another thing about politics when I was there. I was determined, I was deluded as a young man into thinking that the way to cut taxes is to cut out the waste, the fraud, and the abuse, and only spend money on things that were really essential. Until I was on city council for about 6 months, then I learned the definition of corruption and waste and fraud as opposed to essential services. You see, when the government spends some money on somebody else, that's waste, fraud, and abuse. When the government is spending money on you, that's essential services. So all these people would tell me, yeah, we want clean government, but my brother-in-law can't find any work. I want you to put him on the Public Works Department. And that's when I learned really the truth and the wisdom of the people who founded our country, that government is by its nature corrupt. Government attracts the worst kind of people for the worst kind of reasons. And the only way we're going to make government work is if we have a written constitution that defines what the government does, and the minute that it starts wandering off that course, we have to stop it, even if it means cutting off something that's going to benefit us in the short term. It took me a long time to realize that, but that's